My father who was in heaven, my dad got hurt by the police. Please tell him to get a better job. In Jesus' name we say amen. Amen.
Kenya has been ranked dismally as one of the most corrupt countries in the world.
MP. You have a right. You have a right. Yes, I know.
Boniface Mwangi, folks, this young man is one word: fearless.
Why are you arresting me? Why are you arresting me? What have I done? What have I done?
Where are you going?
Going to topple the government.
I can only imagine how scared I'd be. See my husband taken to the streets.
Now he wants to try his hand at politics.
What?
My heart is made up that I'm going to vie.
This is how you're telling it.
Ako tu sawa, ni bora tu ape hiyo.
Asante. Hivyo nipigie kura.
Does Boniface Mwangi have deep pockets? No, he doesn't. Is he on the right side of the tribal kingpin? No, he's not.
He is going to be a casualty of other forces beyond him.
Do not come home. They will kill you.
Activist Boniface Mwangi receiving death threats that for the first time target his wife and children as well.
It feels like just jumping into a river of crocodiles.
Hello, welcome again to another Film Stop video. My name is Jake, and as always, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell to get any new updates on any new Film Stop videos. Today, we're doing another Film Stop review. Softie, the documentary by Boniface Mwangi. So, Softie was my introduction back into the cinemas, and I got a chance to go to my nearest cinema, which was the Motion Cinema Theaters at Greenspan Mall, and I got a chance to view the documentary on a big screen once again, considering the whole COVID pandemic. It felt really good to be back at the cinemas. Now, Softie is a film. I hope if you haven't watched this documentary, I suggest you go ahead and watch it wherever you are. It's quite a great documentary feature produced by Sam Soko and Tony Kamau. I hope you don't watch this video if you haven't gone and watched the documentary. Please, you'll have spoilers ahead. Softie is a film about Boniface Mwangi. It chronicles his early life or his early career as a photographer. Most notably, his his work for the 2007 post-election violence, which ignited his passion for social activism against greed, against tribalism. And this is where the story of the whole documentary begins. Now, what the documentary shows is what is most commonly known or publicly known if you live in Kenya or in Nairobi, is his work in social activism. But what I found was the crux of this film was what was happening behind the scenes. And that was the struggles and tribulations that Boniface's family, and most notably his wife, Njeri, goes through in repercussion of his social activism. Now, if you've watched the film, it's really a gritty story about social activism, but what I found was really touching was the story of a family going through trials and tribulations, sacrificing family for country, as Boniface was quite aptly put it. Now, another angle that I saw was how they really put the family story, or they were able to weave in the family story from the beginning of Boniface being actually married to his wife to up to when they had all the 3 children. If we look into the technical aspects of the film, the movie was shot and directed by Sam Soko, who is a quite renowned director here in Nairobi, Kenya. He was able to work in a film called Sisi Wote, which was actually nominated for the Oscars or for Best International Feature Film, if I'm not wrong. The documentary was shot guerrilla style, and this, I mean, it was pretty much handheld cameras or cameras on a tripod, going behind the scenes, following Boniface and his family around from his home to his workplace to Nyeri, their rural home, to even the USA. I think it was Jersey City, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So I found the picture quality to be quite crisp and clean, considering the manner in which it was shot. And also, what I really loved as well was the sound. The sound scoring and the sound quality was also good for a cinema quality release. I really actually loved the way they incorporated the pieces of the piano being played by Boniface's, I think, firstborn son. And I found that to really create a mood, moving from a tense moment to even a really not so much of a tense moment. So I really like that about the sound quality. Another thing that I loved was the incorporation of 2D illustration or graphics, which is very apt for Boniface's brand. And I liked the graphics that were placed introducing the opening act of the film. Was very true to his brand as Boniface. So that is what I liked about the film. Now, with every film, not every film is perfect. I would say I have a few critiques that I would really want to share. They're really minor, but I feel that with every movie that is reviewed, we can have a little bit of constructive criticism. So watching the film, one thing I noted was the lack of subtitling. Some of the narratives in the documentary were in English, some were in Kiswahili, and some were in Kikuyu, which is a local dialect. And I felt like the editors would have done a cinema release with subtitling, considering this is a documentary feature that is a globally released. It would really help if subtitles were added to the documentary feature. The lack of subtitles actually leaves an audience filling in the blanks for themselves, which I feel shouldn't be the case for a documentary feature. If it was a film, I'd have not so much qualms, but if you want everybody to be able to follow the story, having subtitles helps people fill in the gaps or fill in the blanks of what people are talking about. Another thing I would say was the rundown of the chronological rundown of events had a breakdown in between the film. Beginning the film, there was parts where there was the introduction. We know this is 2007, we know this is 2009, we know these are events happening chronologically, but in between 2010 to up to 2017, there was a lack of breakdown in terms of chronology of events, because I realized there was a point where the 2012 elections also merged into the 2017 elections, considering the kind of the same candidates, presidential candidates that were running at the same time. I hope or I wish the editors had put this into consideration, because anybody outside Kenya who is not critically aware or aware of Kenyan events, Kenyan political scene, may not be able to follow the chronological rundown of events. So those were my two takeaways, which I felt the movie lacked in terms of meeting the criteria or missing the mark, sorry. So, but all in all, I think this was actually one of the great documentary features we've had in the country, and it's a pioneering act for Samsoko and Lightbox Africa. I think anybody and everybody should go watch this film. It's quite insightful. It's a story about family, it's a story about politics, and it's a story about survival as well. And I loved the passion that the team put together to construct a documentary for over 10 years. And I feel that anybody who sits down and watches this film will really appreciate what these guys did. So that is my review of Softie the film. Thank you. I want to know what, if you watched Softie the film, what kind of review or what was your takeaway from the film? I'd love to read your comments down below. Until my next film review, go ahead and like this video and tell me what other film reviews should I be able to do. And I can't wait to see you in our next Film Stop video. Peace.
Dear Lord, today I come before you for two things. Grateful for keeping me alive even though unajua my day na kutupea Kenya unisha. Asante. Wakini snipe tonight si unajua ni kwa nini na kufia watu misiogopi mimi. Ladies and gentlemen, official speech by the moment. Wacha hapa ikose kondoo kwanza ndio tumsifu. Si basi wakakwa chacho tuwe pesa tulitoa kama tax na pasta. Ana kiss ass, apate hadi asomeka basi. Na sisi tuko busy wajinga nyenye tuna club.
Nionyeshe njia nisipotee. Guide me, bring me home to you. Unishike, be with me. Unishike, tuende pamoja, walk together.
nini kiato uoni ina soul, ina show. Vota zaiko kwa akili nikivolontia Chicago. Unajua unakotoka, unakoenda, ama nikakutoka ushingo na kiura ya nyoka. Usinitishe na the same pet, nitakupata mse. Ni more than paper chess, kucheza chess. Bill Gates away, checkmate. Ni about change, this is my naked truth. Nimezi address, unahitaji kifua sio ile ya chini. Ni ile go within, who is the ground sio tukushare memes. Usifeel uko special, in the house of God. Joker na king of hearts, zinadiliwa na the same hand. Nani atasimama? Yeah, ni wewe. Ni wewe. Nani atasimama? Yeah, wewe. Wananishikilia, nimeyabeba. Karibu, naona mbali. Wananishikilia, nimeyabeba. Karibu, naona mbali. Wananishikilia, nimeyabeba. Carry me, naona